episode of Pipers Picks TV. Right, Nat?
Yep.
We'll call it episode 23.
Okay.
This is your host, Piper. Piper's Picks. So you know me. I like to talk about really cool stuff like Wizards of Waverly Place, Demi Lovato, iCarly. Well, guess what? Today we're doing something uncool. You know, it's kind of like an Umber thing, but without the cake. I want to know why every time I flip through the channels, or more likely when my brother changes the station, I've been seeing this new lady, Sarah, and the Obama guy. Obama and Sarah 24 hours a day. I talk about Sarah instead of John McCain because, well, she's pretty. But the better reason is because she's a girl. I mean, I do appreciate that Sarah named one of her daughters after me. Thanks, Sarah. Sarah and Obama aren't exactly like Zac Efron or Ashley Tisdale. So what's the deal? Well, I've heard Sarah and Obama both talk about change. That's awesome. I love change. Well, I still want to know why my TV schedule was interrupted. So, since school principals have nothing to do while we're in class, I figured I'd get a school principal to explain why this election was such an important one. So here's my interview with the awesome Principal Fulford. Miss Fulford, can you tell us what you felt as a principal when Barack Obama won the presidential election?
Piper, I was so excited. First of all, Barack Obama was such an excellent candidate to run for president of our country. He had come from a long way. In other words, he was a child who didn't have much when he was young. And he went to college, he studied hard, and he rose to this nation's highest office. That made me very, very proud.
What events in our country's past compare with this election?
This is really a unique election. A long, long time ago, even before you were born, women didn't have the right to vote. And this election reminded me of that time. It also reminded me of a time when not all people could vote. And now here we are, almost 100 years later, and every man and every woman in this country has a right to vote. We also had a tremendous president, John F. Kennedy, who really helped to make this country what it is today. And we had a great leader, Martin Luther King, who really worked hard for civil rights for all people. To have Barack Obama now be elected as president of our country, it is such a phenomenal event. And imagine, you are here to witness that because you're going to be the leaders in our country in the future.
That was a great answer. I'm only 8, but a lot of our viewers are between 11 and 17. As someone whose career is all about kids, what do you think kids in elementary school, high school, and middle school should take away from this election?
Well, I think elementary school students will have learned that every vote counts. Also, that the election is comprised of 2 different processes, the first of which is the populist vote. And that's where every single parent voted. All of the children who are 18 or older had a chance to vote. And then it helps those teenagers in middle school to learn about the electorate. Because we know that Obama was not just elected president by the votes from each individual person, but also by all the states in our country. And it means that everybody has a voice. That's what I think you all should remember. Everybody has a voice.
What do you think kids my age can do to support and help our new president and our country?
One of the big things that our new president is talking about is saving our planet and helping us to get renewable energy. At our school, for instance, we already have a green project where we're recycling. And I think boys and girls should take part in that now. At this time of the year, we're also talking about saving money to help others. And that's a big part of what President-elect Obama wants us to do. And finally, he wants the world to be peaceful. And I think boys and girls should talk to other people to help to make this world a more peaceful place?
I'll probably have to drop my old water bottles in the recycling bin later.
That's important.
Because I've had them on my desk for a couple days.
You put them in the recycling bin. That's really important because that helps to save the planet.
They gotta find another way to, do something with the dump because no one wants to smell that icky stuff when they're driving in the car.
I agree.
We have a lot of different viewers from a lot of different countries. Some are not democracies. Is there anything you'd like kids outside of this country to know about this historic election?
I think kids all over the world should be proud that we've elected Barack Obama as our president because he is a U.S. citizen and the United States is a democracy. We can elect any young man, regardless of his heritage. Barack Obama's mother was born in Kansas, but his father was from Kenya. That's a country in Africa. His sister was born in Indonesia. So he's really a citizen of the world. And a young man like that is going to help us rule our country for at least 4 years. I'd like to see all of the young boys and girls throughout the world work together to try to help their country be better. And I think that's a good lesson for us through this election. Don't you agree?
Yes, but one more thing. What does democracy mean?
Democracy, what a great question. Democracy means that we are people who govern ourselves. We make our own rules. There is another kind of government called monarchy where a king or a queen or one ruler would rule the world. But in America, we have a group of people who make decisions for us, and we elect them. And so that's the difference between a democracy, we decide, and a monarchy, which means somebody else decides who makes the rules in our country.
Well, I think we should get to make our own rules, too, without getting in trouble. Miss Fulford, is there anything you'd like to add about what we've discussed today?
I'd just like to add, Piper, that as boys and girls growing up in this country, you have the power to make this world a better place. So I want you to learn as much as you can possibly learn to make good decisions. And once you do that, I think America will continue to be the leader in this world for a brighter future. Thank you so much for interviewing me.
Thank you for letting me. I had a great time.
Thank you.
I have one more quick question that we didn't write down. Who's your favorite podcaster?
Piper! How about that? In fact, that's the best one I know.
Thank you.
That was awesome! Thank you so much, Principal Fulford. By the way, I really want to get an interview with Sasha and Malia. Once they move into 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. You know, that big old White House? But I've heard that Barack doesn't like them being interviewed, even by a kid? Well, that's fine. I have a workaround. I'm going to have my mom call for a play date. They'll never figure out my little plan. Ha, ha, ha. Let's keep it on the DNL. It will be our little secret. Thank you again, Principal Fulford. She really put some time into helping us out with this unusual, some might say, an episode of PipersPicksTV. Shout outs. First, the hat. Thanks for helping.
Thank you, Piper. Thanks for firing me.
You're welcome. I love firing you. Mandy980, thanks for all the comments. Hi, Cassie. 123 Piano Go 123. Thanks for subscribing. Hi, WhitleyTube. Oh, Emily, happy birthday. You all remember Emily from our Hannah Montana episode. One more. Hi, Cake Sorbet from YouTube. I love giving shout-outs to food names. Oh, and next week, yeah, we'll be back into the cool stuff. We've been getting your requests, and we know what's next. Piper out. Parker. Ooh, your house. Dylan Sprouts. Rigo's too hard to pronounce. PipersPicks. Can't do it with this one. Including PipersPicksTV, right? One more thing. If you're wondering who I voted for, it's...
Yes, we can.